So, in this episode, I'm going to open up to you and speak about something that is not very comfortable talking about because I have to admit that I'm struggling. It's Thursday, and man, I'm having like a mid-week crisis. I'm feeling down, feeling just down, and honestly, it's not only today, but it's been like this for the past couple of days, actually since Sunday. I'm not feeling as energized as usually. I'm not feeling as positive as normally. I'm not feeling as alive as I normally do. So for me, who loves the gym, that means I still go there. I get my workouts in, but I'm just not pumped to be there. I'm just going through the motions. I'm not feeling really, I'm not in the zone, right? Normally when I'm in the gym, I'm in the zone and I like working out and I like going heavy. But nowadays it's just like I'm there going through the motions, but not really enjoying it. Okay. I also don't eat according to my diet template. So right now I just don't really care what I put inside my body. It's mostly still healthy food, but I eat pretty much whatever is around. Luckily, we mostly have only health food in the apartment here, but still, like, I most certainly eat more than I should these days. And then business wise, yeah, I'm doing my tasks. I'm showing up. I'm getting up in the morning. I go through the day. So it's not that I would sleep in and simply not do anything, or that I wouldn't show up for my clients for meetings and whatnot. But I struggle to come up with new ideas. I struggle to come up with new projects. I struggle to do even videos. I even struggled to do this podcast. I was thinking about it, like what could be this week's podcast about, and I struggled to come up with ideas. Normally I have so many ideas, and I need to make an effort to really just focus on one thing, because obviously I cannot record 10 podcasts in a week or even a day. But this week, like every day I was thinking about something and just blank. Just blank in my brain. I couldn't come up with anything. And then we have family life, of course. Yeah, I enjoy my. I still have family time every day. I spend a good amount of time with my daughter, with my fiance, but somehow they feel I'm not as present as usually. My fiance even mentioned it to me. My daughter can certainly sense this as well. And I'm asking myself, why do I have this? Why I struggle so much this week when I look back, the past few weeks were actually good. And I'm seeing myself, or actually I want to be a high achiever. I want to be a positive person. I want to be energized. And this is also the feedback I get very often from clients or people in my family or from my friends. But this week, I'm not this person. I'm kind of different. And I'm asking myself, why is that? What have I done differently? And even more importantly, how can I get back into this state? So this morning, instead of going out for a walk and listening to a podcast, I actually went out, but I didn't listen to anything. All I was thinking during my 30-minute walk is actually, what can I do to improve the situation? What did I do differently this week than last week? What do I need to change in order to get back on track? And I have to admit that I had some realizations. And I want to share those things with you because I absolutely know that I'm not the only one who has those days. or even weeks. I know it from clients. I know it from my fiance. I know it from family members. I think we all have those days when motivation is low, when energy is low, when we feel tired and we almost feel like burnt out. We all have those, right? So I'm going to share with you my thoughts about it, what I specifically need to do, and hopefully you can take one or another thing away. And if you're ever in such a situation, then you can apply these tips to you as well, that hopefully it gets better. Okay? Because obviously this should be only a temporary state. And as always, I want to be like just my best version possible and not this guy who just does a thing but doesn't really feel alive. Okay. So when I went out for a walk this morning and I thought about what's going on, what I need to change, my initial thoughts were actually, could it be that I'm so down due to the absence of caffeine? So I tapered down caffeine tremendously. Unfortunately, I have this bad habit where I would drink energy drinks without sugar. So they don't come with a lot of calories, but still I have a lot of caffeine throughout the day. So I don't drink coffee. I know a lot of people drink coffee. I don't do that, but I have my caffeine from the energy drinks, and obviously this hypes me up, right? Whenever like I have an energy drink, I can feel it helps my concentration. It helps to focus better, helps doing my work better. So I think maybe it's this. Or number two, maybe it's the weather, because it's been raining all week and I absolutely hate rain. I love the sun. I love the heat. Maybe it's this. Or maybe something is off with my routine. Could it be that, I didn't do my morning routine? Did I do something differently than I would normally do? So let's go over them. Came to the conclusion, cannot be caffeine, because what I did yesterday is that, okay, if it's caffeine, I'm going to find out. I'm going to buy now one of these zero sugar energy drinks. Had one. Yeah, I felt the caffeine, but didn't do anything whatsoever to my mindset, to my well-being. So yeah, cannot be caffeine. Okay, what about the weather? Yes, the weather plays a role in my mood. I know that, unfortunately, because again, I love good weather. I love the sun. But last week and the week before, and pretty much like the last couple of months were terrible too. So it cannot be this either, right? So the weather, I think, no. I mean, yeah, it makes a difference, but there must something else be going on. Routine-wise, I think I do the same as always. Spend time with family. I work on my business. I go to the gym. Not much of a difference here. So I'm thinking about what's going on. And there are three things I could identify. I'm going to share them with you now. Three things that I probably need to change and do differently in order to get back into track, back in momentum. Number one, I need to set myself new goals. We all know the importance of goal setting, whether it's in fitness, whether it's in business, whether it's in anything, you need to set goals, right? And I do that very frequently. I do that monthly. I do that weekly. I do that even daily when I journal in the morning. The problem is now the goals I set for this month, I pretty much achieved all of those. I pretty much achieved those goals. And I'm not here to brag. I'm really not. But, once these goals are achieved, then what's next? There needs to be a next goal, right? Because without the goal, you don't know what you're working towards, and obviously you will feel lack of motivation. So last week I had a photo shoot, and I worked hard in the gym to look my best. I was willing to like even go, you know, very perfect on my diet. And once I did the shoot, I felt like, okay, it's over now. What shall I do next? I didn't think of the next step, and this is a problem. In terms of my business, my goal was to set up a marketing funnel, and I did that. So within just a few days last week, I set up a new funnel. I was working a lot these days, like last week, and once this was set up, I was like, okay, cool. What's next? I also achieved my financial goal for the month. And once I achieved that, it was almost like, okay, I've done it. Now I don't need to make an effort anymore. Obviously, I shouldn't be thinking that, because what it does is it almost gives me this feeling of, okay, now I can lay back, relax, because, I've achieved those goals. And yeah, time to relax. Problem is, I probably didn't set high enough goals, right? So I need to go back on the drawing board and set some new goals, some high goals that inspire me and that motivate me. And it's funny because the same thing I tell my fitness clients all the time. You need to set yourself a goal. So this is very important. But once you achieve that, whether it's gaining muscle mass, whether it's losing 5 kilograms of body fat, then you need new goals. Because if you don't, again, you don't know why you're actually going to the gym. You don't know why you're actually eating healthily. You need to set yourself new goals, because it's a freaking journey. There is no end goal. There is no such a thing like, okay, if I have a six pack, then fitness is over. I never have to go into the gym again. Not at all. Not at all. Like, it's like a lifelong journey, and we need to set ourselves new goals when we want to progress. And this is like, again, something I do with my clients, and I totally forget that I probably should do it too, right? Because I'm so focused on my clients. I want to give them the best experience, and sometimes my own fitness like suffers a bit. It's just the truth. So first thing I need to do is set myself new goals. Set myself new goals for business, for my relationships, for fitness, and that's what I did. The first step is already done. I've spent 30 minutes to write it down, that I have it on paper, because I think it's of more value if you write it down than just speaking it out. So I wrote it down, and I have new goals. Okay, step number 1 done. Number 2, very important, that I think that helps a lot, I need to give myself some credits for what I actually achieved. Again, not in a bragging way, I don't want to be arrogant, but again, this past few days, I was pissed because I didn't come up with new ideas, no new projects, I didn't get any new clients, and I was frustrated. But then on the other hand, just last week, I did a complete funnel in just a few days, marketing funnels, including videos with email campaigns and whatnot, landing pages. I have 50 clients I serve right now, 50 clients, more than ever. Okay, 50 clients that trust me, and I serve them. I do whatever I can to get them results. Yet I'm still frustrated about the situation. It almost doesn't make sense right now if I speak it out. I have my own business, right? I have my family, I have my daughter, they're all healthy. We live in Switzerland. We have like a real good lifestyle, I would say. And I think most importantly, I showed up. Okay, even though I didn't feel like it, even though I would rather watch Netflix all day long, even though I would rather sleep in, not get up, I showed up. Okay, and it's exactly the same with my clients. Sometimes they are stressing about, missing a meal, or that they had junk food, a bad meal, or that I would miss a workout. And I need to remind them that you are still doing better than 95% out there. Just because you missed one workout session doesn't mean you're not a good person. Not at all. And especially if you look back 3 months ago, maybe this person, my client, he didn't work out at all and he ate a lot of crap food. And now he's stressing about one missed workout session when he still worked out 2 or 3 times per week and like is doing very well, sees progress. Doesn't make sense, right? So instead of focusing on this bad thing that you perhaps didn't do optimally, or like you wish you would have done, you should focus on what you have achieved so far. For me, that means really reflect on where I am, see how far I've come 1 year back to now. And I've seen my progress, like how my business have developed, how I can improve my physique, how well it goes with my family and all that. And immediately I feel better. I feel much better. So give yourself some credit for what you have achieved. Very, very important. Okay. And then the last point here, I need to identify what and where I can improve on and what needs optimizations. So what I have differently this week in comparison to the other weeks is I would probably take a bit more time off normally because of the rain, because of the bad weather. I don't go out that often. So probably, I neglected that a bit. And then the second thing I realized is I haven't read any books this week. And that is because, I cannot find an entry in my calendar where it's written, read books. It's the exact same thing that I tell my fitness clients to do with their workout. Because what I found is if there's a time slot reserved in your calendar and it's written a workout from 4 to 5 p.m. on Monday, then you will actually do it because it's in the calendar and this time is reserved. So you have this 1 hour, you go to the gym and work out. And now the same with books. Like the mistake I made is I didn't enter it in my calendar. And if it's not there, obviously, in the evening, normally it would be maybe 9 a.m. I would read the book. Okay, this has happened. But when I'm focused on work, or when I watch a Netflix episode, obviously it wouldn't come to mind now read a book because I'm doing this other thing and this is what I want to do at the moment. However, if I enter it in my calendar, and this is what I do now, I make an entry in my calendar, says, every day at let's say 9 p.m. I'm reading half an hour. After that, I can watch Netflix or whatnot. By the way, it's not normally Netflix. In reality, it's sometimes that I find myself working at 9 p.m., 10 p.m. Not really working, just doing some edits and stuff. Things I enjoy that much because in the end, it's not really work, or for me at least, work and leisure is very close since fitness is my passion, right? So what I need to do is simply make this entry in my calendar. So, reading books every evening. So it's carved out that I don't work at this time, that I don't watch Netflix, but that this time is reserved to read books. Okay. So to summarize, what I need to do, basically, I need to set myself new goals. Done. I need to reflect on what I've achieved, give myself credits, and just these 2 steps, very, very powerful. Very, very powerful. Number 3, I need to optimize routine, see what I need to do differently. For me, it's reading more books because I know when I read books, I get inspired, I have more ideas. So this helps. And then, of course, execute on those things. Because I want to feel alive again. I want to be creative again. I want to be the best possible version and get back into momentum. Okay. And I will get back into momentum. I know that. I'm very certain about this. So, guys, remember that we all have those good days and those bad days. It's normal. We all have even bad weeks, but the most important part is staying on the path, not giving up, but on the other hand, showing up even though you're tired, even though you don't feel like showing up, even though you don't feel like waking up in the morning. Just keep going, okay? Keep working on yourself. That's the most important thing. So whenever you feel down, then maybe you can come back to this podcast, re-listen to it. Hopefully it helps. Or when you're in a similar position right now, then I'm sure, or I hope at least, that it will help you get back in momentum. And even if it's just like one little thing that you can take away from this podcast, then I'm actually very happy. Yeah. Even though perhaps you feel okay right now, then again, save this episode, come back to it later, and feel or listen to it when you feel like I do right now.